to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, wardens and their trainees rescue family members who were lost on Moosehead Lake during this week's storm.
Plus, Maine lawmakers are considering a bill that would allow limited hunting on Sundays.
And why some believe new size limits proposed for the lobster industry may turn out to be a good thing. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for tuning in this morning. We'll have those stories and a lot more coming up, but we're going to start with a check of the forecast. Looks like a much calmer day today. We may even see a little bit of sunshine out there today. It'll be pretty warm too.
Yeah, sounds good. We could use it.
Yeah.
Here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Sign up for your VIP spa membership today for exclusive members-only services and benefits. It's the perfect gift for your loved ones. All right, let's get things rolling out there this morning. We've had a few alerts we've had our eye on at times, and we have some gale warnings and small craft advisories that are posted, and these will last through at least part of the morning period. By 8 a.m. this morning, these will be out of here as things will start to calm down with an area of low pressure that is moving away from us, at least at this time. Here's a look at the radar. So we've had a little bit of snow, maybe getting close to Washington County at a few spots this morning, but at least overall, we'll look pretty good with a partly cloudy sky, so not too much in the way of cloud cover with this area of low pressure. Right about in there, that's starting to move away now. This is the outer edge of it right there. We'll have to watch for our next wave of energy that will begin to move in soon. So futurecast for today, a mixture of clouds and sunshine. It tries to get a few flurries going, but I think we'll stay dry today, but even less clouds on the way later on tonight. As for the winds, nothing too ridiculous. They'll be out of the north from time to time as well, mainly at around 10 miles per hour, but backing off overnight tonight, especially for the daytime tomorrow before our next system starts to approach. So for today, mid-40s, partly cloudy and breezy, northwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a mixture of clouds and sun as temperatures rise into the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you very much, Devin. 2 adults were reportedly found dead inside a motel in Brewer on Wednesday. Brewer Police Chief Jason Moffett told the Bangor Daily the bodies were found in an unnamed motel around 10:30 in the morning. Brewer police say they're now working with the medical examiner's office to investigate the cause of death. Foul play, though, is not suspected. Their identities have not yet been released.
Bail was set for a Brewer man who state prosecutors say is a threat to the community at large. Brandon Rigo appeared in court over Zoom Wednesday for an arraignment and is facing 10 charges, including attempted murder, kidnapping, aggravated assault, 2 counts of domestic violence assault, and domestic violence terrorizing with a dangerous weapon, among others. Prosecutors say in one incident during January of this year, Rigo allegedly held a gun to his girlfriend and forced her to take a large number of pills with the intention of making her overdose.
After considering all of that information, the bail will be $75,000 cash bail. That will be reviewable.
Brewer police are still investigating multiple alleged incidents regarding Rigo, and there are limited details at this time. He's scheduled to appear in court again on June 6th, 2023.
A fire destroyed a trailer in Verona last night. The Bucksport Fire Department received a call about a fully involved structure fire on East Side Drive right around 7 p.m. Bucksport Public Safety Director Sean Gagan says one person was taken to the hospital by ambulance. He says fire crews worked quickly to put out the flames. Authorities say the trailer is uninhabitable at this time. The State Fire Marshal's office has been called in to investigate the circumstances of that fire.
The fire that took the life of a Newport man on Sunday morning has been ruled accidental. Maine Department of Public Safety spokesperson Shannon Moss says an investigation by the Fire Marshal's office determined it involved discarded smoking materials. A mother and her son lived in the home at 578 Mullen Road. The mother managed to escape. 54-year-old Alan Easley died in the fire.
Maine game wardens and Passamaquoddy warden trainees rescued 2 adults and 2 children who were stranded on Moosehead Lake during Tuesday's storm. 31-year-old Ruby Goodman of Greenville and 32-year-old Joseph Wentworth of Orland were ice fishing on Moosehead Lake with 2 young children when the weather started to worsen. Goodman decided to take the 5-year-old home while Wentworth retrieved their gear and then headed back with his 2-year-old. Well, a spokesperson says the worsening weather further intensified and Goodman's snowmobile broke down. Heavy winds and heavy snow created whiteout conditions and Wentworth couldn't see well enough to drive. Both called 911 around 9:15 p.m. Wardens and the trainees happened to be at a nearby camp and used their skills to locate the family and get them back to shore. The children were wet and cold, but everyone was returned to safety, including their dog.
A Bangor man is accused of stealing several snowmobiles from Millinocket. According to the East Millinocket Police Department, 46-year-old Carl McCullough was arrested Wednesday and charged with theft. Officials say the victims arrived at a storage facility Saturday to discover an enclosed snowmobile trailer and 4 snowmobiles had been stolen. The value of the property is said to be worth more than $50,000. East Millinocket police were able to use camera footage to identify the vehicle used to steal the trailer and identified McCullough as the driver. He was arrested, but police are still trying to locate the stolen sleds. Anyone with information is asked to contact the East Millinocket Police Department.
The Maine Warden Service is offering a reward for information about multiple illegally killed deer in Aroostook County. Wardens were called to the Sheridan Road in Ashland for reports of several dead deer during the week of February 19th. They found 7 deer in all. An investigation confirmed 4 were shot, and a cause of death for the other 3 is still undetermined. The Warden Service says none of the deer were taken for use. They were clustered together in a deer wintering area with a dense forest canopy that provides shelter during winter conditions. Anyone with information is urged to contact Operation Game Thief at 1-800-ALERT-US. A $4,000 reward is being offered for information leading to the arrest and conviction of those responsible for killing the deer.
Utility crews continue to restore power to customers who lost electricity during this week's storm. Close to 70,000 customers were left without power at the height of the storm. Central Maine Power reports there are still roughly 6,700 customers without power as of early this morning. Most of those are in southern Maine, but there are still several hundred in Knox, Waldo, and Hancock counties. Versant shows minimal outages with just 214 reported in its area.
There has long been a debate in Maine on whether hunting should be allowed on Sundays. The issue is back before the legislature this session with a bill that opens that day up to limited hunting. Our Matthew Juronsik has the story.
Maine lawmakers were joined by advocacy organizations and hunters at the State House to propose a bill surrounding new efforts for Sunday hunting.
This bill came about from hundreds of conversations that our group has had with working class guides, hunters, non-hunters, legislators, Sunday hunting opponents and proponents.
Sponsored by House Republican leader Billy Bob Falkingham and Representative Sophia Warren, Mainers would be able to hunt on Sundays with only a bow or a crossbow. Should this bill pass, participants would have to pay a $30 fee, $10 going to the state's Land for Maine's Future program, $10 to outdoor educational programs for kids, and another $10 to the Warden Services for any enforcement needs.
This bill not only allows hunters the opportunity to go out and hunt on Sundays, but it also allows kids who are in school Monday through Friday and are interested in hunting to go out and practice with families or an instructor.
Kids are so busy on the weekends now, and particularly Saturdays with sports, that most kids, particularly mine, I struggle to find time to take them hunting. And Sundays we're all sitting at home. It'd be like, boy, it'd be really nice to be able to take the girls out.
Greco, who is a hunter himself, is in support of the proposed bill.
It's always been confusing to me as to why Sunday hunting's not allowed on Sundays, so anything is a step forward in the right direction to allow people to get out in the woods.
Bornstein says the final draft of the bill is set to be printed and presented next week. In Augusta, Matthew Juronsik reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The Municipal Review Committee, or MRC, is asking the state for $20 million in order to reopen the Hamden Waste Processing Facility. According to MRC chairperson Karen Fussell, the organization is down to the last of its resources. Should it not find the money to reopen the plant by the summer, the MRC would have to officially close down the facility. The organization is still looking for a buyer, but the past 2 deals have fallen through. Since its closure, waste from surrounding communities has gone to the Penobscot Energy Recovery Company, called PERC. In Orrington, however, there's been so much waste that PERC has been passing it to landfills across the state since last November.
Well, a new size restriction recently proposed to Maine lobstermen and women is causing concern, at least for some, while others say it could be a good thing in the end. Devin Dagdault spoke to a longtime lobsterman and has more.
The Atlantic States Marines Fishery Commission, or ASMFC, has proposed an update to the 2012 lobster addendum draft in response to a concern about a shrinking lobster population. The proposal would increase the legal minimum size for lobsters caught by at least 1/16 of an inch if there's a decrease in fishery. Although many lobstermen have come out in opposition of the proposal, lobsterman Jim Dow of Bass Harbor says the proposal will not be that big of a problem for the industry.
From my point of view, it's not detrimental. We've had a measure increase in the past, and we survived it.
Dow says he believes, if implemented, the size increase could make the first year rough, but it could also help fishermen in the long run.
If they increase the size a 1/16 of an inch in 1 year, that year there'll be a handful of lobsters that will not be landed. But the following year, those lobsters will be landed, and they will weigh more, so they'll be worth more. So you will have a bit of a decline in 1 year on landings by not catching those very small lobsters. But you will catch them the following year, and they'll be worth more.
However, there are those within the lobster fishing community who are concerned that the size increase won't do anything to help the lobster population, and in the long run, just hurt the industry.
I just don't understand the logic behind it, because I can go through and show you what I've done and what I've seen. I might be young compared to some of the guys in this room, but I've been doing this, and I want my kids to be able to do this. This is what upsets me. And it's going downhill.
At this point, the proposal is just that, a proposal, and no definite action has been made yet as far as increasing the legal size of caught lobster. Devin Dagnall, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
And by the way, real quickly, there was a high-speed police chase through Holden this morning. We don't have much information about it. It happened around 3 o'clock this morning. Police were trying to stop a car that was going over 95 miles per hour. It eventually ended in somebody's yard where the person pulled into a driveway, refused to get out. They actually called the ambulance in, too, because he had some minor glass cuts. But that's really all we know at this hour. We'll hope to get more information as the day rolls along.
All right, the time now is 6:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, Bangor is accepting applications from organizations that hope to win a portion of the pandemic relief funds. We'll tell you how to apply.
But first, another check of that weather forecast. We can expect breezy conditions today, a little bit of sunshine with highs up near 45 degrees. It will be partly cloudy overnight with lows around 20. Tomorrow, we can expect a little snow, maybe some rain in the afternoon. The highs on Friday near 43.
What can your John Deere compact tractor do? Attachments for any job. Financing that's as easy as...
like getting a library card.
Affordable.
You're going to get this bigger tractor, and it's going to be less money.
Dependable.
Through the rain, through the snow, I'll work through it all.
Comfortable.
And I haven't any idea how we survive without it.
Experience United and build a tractor package customized for you.
Mossy Ledge Spirits is a true hidden gem in Etna. Located just 3 miles off I-95, exit 167, we are home to tastings, tours, cocktails, to-go drinks, bottles, live music, minis, and priceless memories. You're sure to fall in love with our handcrafted, unique, and deliciously clean-tasting spirits and feel right at home in our family-friendly environment. Mossy's Mobile Spirits is offering mobile bar service for weddings and large events. So enjoy some pizza and raise the glass here at Mossy Ledge Spirits.
All the nonsense
Fibber
meets no nonsense.
I don't buy it.
Judge Judy.
Weekdays at 5 on ABC7.
This week on We Are.
Have a brisk pace today, don't we?
Everybody's clapping, dancing, and jumping on America's Game.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
But which spinner will be a winner?
You never know.
It's going to be a big night. Can you feel it? I can feel it.
Weekdays at 7 on ABC7.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, it is the season to get your taxes done, and a local preparation specialist wants to remind you the deadline is fast approaching. Bob Thomas, owner of Thomas Tax and Financial Service, says that for those who get 1099s, which are common with freelancers and the self-employed, remember that any payment by an employer over $600 will likely be reported to the IRS. So don't forget to include those forms and totals on your end. He also said it helps to employ a tax professional to make sure you aren't overlooking any deductions that could be applied to your case so that you get the maximum refund or so that you owe less. Thomas says if you want to save on tax prep fees, at least at his business, do a little more homework and go into your appointment prepared.
I think
that most preparers in the neighborhood like to have their clients prepared. And so that means probably taking the weekend and sorting everything out on the kitchen table and just adding up all the totals and bring the totals to your tax preparer.
Thomas says the bottom line is that being organized makes the entire process easier for all involved. April 15th will be here before you know it, and you can get an extension if you're not ready by then, but it's better to get it out of the way and get your taxes filed.
It's been 2 years since President Biden approved the historic American Rescue Plan Act to support communities as they recover from the economic effects of the pandemic. A.J. Douglas talked to the Bangor city manager to find out how organizations can apply to utilize the city's remaining ARPA funds.
Many Bangor residents and organization leaders have spoken out over the course of several recent city council meetings with suggestions on how the city can best spend its remaining $16 million in ARPA funds. Many of those discussions have focused on how the city can address its homelessness crisis.
The council has had dozens of actionable ideas brought to your attention, things that could have slowed the inflow of people into homelessness.
I'd like to propose that the Bangor allow Bangor Friends of Affordable Housing to start putting up some non-congregate shelters. I'd like to find out how we can do that.
A new ARPA fund application was approved by the council during Monday night city council meeting, allowing any organization within the city of Bangor to apply for use of ARPA funds.
We didn't limit it. You don't know who may have the idea, the solution. It could be, how do we address the needs for those who are experiencing substance use disorder? How do we address the needs for individuals who are experiencing houselessness?
The city is working to have live applications available as early as April 1st. The council plans to partner with United Way of Eastern Maine by allowing the organization to assist in the initial application process. But ultimately, the city will decide who receives the funds. The new application has few limits and a broad basis in terms of requirements.
We weren't saying you had to meet this, and this in order to qualify, recognizing that opportunities and ideas could come from any number of ideas.
Deadline regulations for the application are still being decided. All ARPA funds must be committed by December 2024. In Bangor, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, the time now is 6:17. Coming up after the break, we'll get the details on a new bill that could bring comfort dogs to Maine's courtrooms.
This and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
How cute is that?
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. With America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Get 0% APR and $500 bonus cash with 0 payments until June on 8 of our most popular models. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in this state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit, any new truck. Our full-service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
We can't contain our excitement any longer. Lamy Wellahan's anniversary sale is here. Your favorite locally owned shoe store is turning 109 this year. Since St. Patrick's Day in 1914, we've been lucky enough to deliver friendly service and expert fittings to countless guests. And we want to say thank you with 20% off. Shop the sale from Thursday to Sunday and receive 20% off your purchase in-store or online. Use code 109 years. Hurry in to get deals for the whole family.
Welcome back, everyone. A new bill would bring trained comfort dogs to Maine courthouses. Senate President Troy Jackson has introduced a measure that would allow access for trained therapy or comfort dogs to the courthouses, law enforcement agencies, district attorneys' offices, and a number of other places. Jackson says, quote, "This legislation is intended to offer some comfort and solace to individuals, especially children dealing with the criminal justice system in the aftermath of a traumatic event. The legislation was inspired by Holiday, the yellow lab who lives and trains with District Attorney Todd Collins in Presque Isle. Holiday must receive more than 200 hours of training before she can officially be licensed as a courthouse dog and is currently participating in a training program. DA Collins is hoping Aroostook County will become the first district in Maine to use a courthouse dog to comfort children and victims of violent crimes.
Now to the danger and destruction after two major storms on both sides of the country, from landslides to home explosions to dramatic rescues in both the water and snow. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has the latest.
The storms that dumped record rain in California have left danger and destruction in their wake.
A very tense situation.
A dramatic helicopter rescue in Los Angeles. A man trapped in the LA River. Crews fighting the fast-moving water.
This is what happens when we see rain. We see this LA River just continue to swell.
The 51-year-old was rushed to the hospital to be treated for hypothermia.
The whole hill is just struggling right now.
Danger on land, too. The heavy rains triggering landslides. In San Clemente, at least 4 apartment buildings were evacuated after a landslide left them teetering on the edge of this cliff.
It's possible we've lost everything.
Mudslides in Nevada, too. This home badly damaged, but no one injured. One silver lining? All that rain is easing some drought concerns. Mandatory water restrictions are now being lifted for nearly 7 million people in Southern California. Meanwhile, on the East Coast, millions are now digging out from that powerful nor'easter. In Massachusetts, 2 hikers stranded in more than 2 feet of snow were rescued at 2 a.m. after an hours-long search. And 2 teenage skiers also rescued after spending 3 hours in chest-deep snow. In the meantime, homeowners are now being warned to make sure their gas meters aren't buried in snow after this home explosion in South Dakota. One of 2 recent explosions in the state blamed on buried gas meters. The plains in the upper Midwest getting more snow today.
You know, a lot of us up in Maine, we complain about the weather, and myself included, but we have nothing to complain about this year compared to what some other people are going through.
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
It's been a fairly basic winter.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now, speaking of, it's time to check in with Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Sign up for your VIP spa membership today for exclusive members-only services and benefits. It's the perfect gift for your loved ones. Alrighty, here we go. This morning we have a few alerts to talk about. Small craft advisories and gale warnings both expiring this morning at around 8 a.m. So once these are out of here, we'll be looking pretty good for a little while yet. As the winds will relax, we'll be watching for a little bit more active weather coming in soon. For now, the buoys are still looking a little active out there at around 3 to 13 feet, and we'll start seeing these come down, especially as that area of low pressure continues to move away. For now, we're on the outer edge of it, where there's still a little bit of snow showing up on the radar. Maybe Washington County seeing a few flurries out there this morning. But with this area of low pressure that's located right about in here, it's starting to move away right now. Look at that swirl right there. That looks pretty cool, right? But we're on the outer edge of this right about in here. That will start to move away from us, so things will start to improve as the daytime progresses on. We'll stay dry today with a partly cloudy sky, but look what's beyond that. More active weather on the way with this front right about in here. That'll track in our direction and bring more precipitation to our neck of the woods. So moving forward, Futurecast showing a mixture of clouds and sunshine today. It tries to get a few flurries going, but I do think we'll stay dry out there today. Overall, even less clouds on the way later on tonight, but we'll be watching for more clouds on the way as we start things off here Friday. Maybe some precipitation by the late afternoon in the form of rain and snow showers possible, but we'll see a gradual transition to all rain with warmer temperatures overnight and in parts of Saturday morning. So any snow accumulations from that does not look impressive, at least at all, maybe at around 1 to 3 inches before we're all finished up, maybe some locally higher amounts. And that's further off towards the north where we'll see warmer air. Not looking as impressive, maybe hardly anything in the snowfall department, and that'll be about it there. But mid-40s on the way for us today, partly cloudy and breezy. The northwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Proceeding into tonight, lower 20s, partly cloudy again, maybe even less clouds from time to time. The northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow afternoon, rain and snow showers on the way, highest in the lower 40s, and that south wind getting trending up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Marilyn Monroe Spa's extended forecast. Nothing too ridiculous here. Some chances for precipitation, even running through Sunday. Chances for rain and snow showers Saturday. Some snow showers by Sunday. Temperatures in the mid-40s by Saturday, then mid-30s by Sunday. Spring arrives on Monday. That looks nice. Mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 40s.
Wherever you are, whether you're ready or not, it's coming. With a purpose, with persistence, with the power to change the way you live. So you don't have to change the way you live. Generac automatic standby generators. Control your power, control your life. Visit Generac.com.
Sharing a little joy starts with arriving in good spirits. The energizing Mazda CX-5, beautifully designed signature interior. The confidence of available iActive all-wheel drive. Find your new Mazda today at Varney Mazda, 260 Hogan Road in Bangor, and discover what Varney value is all about.
Friday night. Possible love triangle, murder, arson. Now, John Quinones takes you to.
This can be the coldest place on Earth.
But in the search to find a killer.
It's time to turn up the heat.
This plot just thickens.
2020, Friday night on ABC.
At Hood, our love for New England inspired New England Creamery. We make it with premium Hood milk and cream, then we overload it with the good stuff. Like Green Mountain Mint chip with a rich, fudgy swirl. Maine Sweet Blueberry with real delicious blueberries. And Cape Cod Fudge Shop, packed with fudgy truffles. Hood's New England Creamery. From Hood, for New England. Try all 13 flavors.
If only there was a place in the morning to start my day. With a smile. Somewhere to help me get in the know. Oh, wait, there is. Bring your friends.
Good morning, America.
GMA 7A. Now that's how you start your day.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Welcome back, everyone. A Texas judge heard more than 4 hours of oral arguments from both sides of the abortion pill issue. Some 40 million women could be impacted nationwide. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports.
Since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade last year, the latest court battle is over abortion pills. A federal judge in Texas appointed by former President Donald Trump could force the drug mifepristone off the market nationwide.
The evidence is there that this is a safe drug.
It's part of a 2-pill regimen responsible for over half of abortions in the U.S. The Food and Drug Administration approved mifepristone over 2 decades ago, but a coalition of pro-life groups are suing, asking them to rescind approval.
The FDA has one job, which is to protect Americans from dangerous drugs. And the FDA did not do any safety testing on the chemical abortion drugs before allowing them onto the market.
The judge could issue a temporary injunction, stopping sales of the medication until the lawsuit is settled.
Abortion does not need to be legislated by a court, by a single judge who doesn't have expertise in this matter.
Critics say cutting access to these pills will drive up surgical abortions. The Biden administration is bracing for all possible outcomes.
The decision could be unprecedented, of course, and devastating to women's health, and we may find ourselves in uncharted territory once again.
Major retailers have been thrust into this debate. Walgreens already says they will not sell abortion pills in certain Republican states that have threatened legal action. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
The first major U.S. railroad merger in more than 2 decades is getting the green light. Regulators have approved Canadian Pacific's merger with Kansas City Southern. The deal is worth $28 billion. The combination of the railroads will create the first freight rail network linking Canada, the U.S., and Mexico. The move comes after a 2-year-long review by the U.S. Surface Transportation Board. It said the combined company will have little to no track redundancies or overlapping routes and would add more than 800 new union jobs. Canadian Pacific says it has already reached agreements with some of the biggest rail unions.
One mother is fighting for change after her son fell to his death from a popular amusement park ride. A settlement has now been reached. ABC's Andrea Fuji reports.
This morning, the Florida amusement park ride where a 14-year-old fell to his death is coming down. The boy's mother has been pushing for the Orlando free fall to be dismantled. She saw it for the first time yesterday.
Unfortunately, when he passed, I wasn't there for him. I had to do this. I didn't want to come under these circumstances, but I had to do this.
Last March, Tyree Sampson was visiting from St. Louis when he slipped off the ride, considered the world's tallest tower drop at more than 400 feet. A report found Tyree weighed more than 100 pounds more than the ride allowed. In order to fit, he rode while not being properly restrained.
It's a horrendous ride. Should have never have been built.
The family sued the amusement park and ride operator. They've now settled the case. But the family's attorney claims the ride manufacturer, a European company, is trying to evade responsibility.
And please remember, it was the manufacturer said you don't need seatbelts on a ride that goes 420 feet in the air, tilts forward at 90 degrees, and comes down at 75 miles an hour.
Tyree's mom is now working with a Florida lawmaker to pass the Tyree Sampson Act to require more regulations and worker training.
It will save another child's and family life. So the extra restraints were needed prior to this happening.
If the law passes, it would take effect this summer. The amusement park where Tyree died says it supports the proposal. As for the ride manufacturer, it did not comment.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll hear about a Girl Scout troop in Brunswick that is working to benefit the lives of local foster kids.
That and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Max True Value Hardware in Unity is the best option year-round for all of your home improvement projects. Backed by one of the leading paint manufacturers in the United States, Max will color match or custom mix any color for you. We care about your pets too, carrying all of the essential pet products in our store. During those cold winters, we take the extra step to help with wood pellets ready to load on site. We also fill all size propane cylinders year-round. Max True Value Hardware. We take pride in serving our community. Let us know how we can help you today.
Living in Maine means long, cold winters and hot, humid summers. Whatever the weather, Bangor Heat Pumps is your solution. Open 24/7, Bangor Heat Pumps takes care of you at home or at work. We operate statewide and service all brands and models. Understanding moving can be stressful. We will help move any units you may have. We offer a veterans discount in our home with a Capeless Hero discount. Visit us online at BangorHeatPumpsLLC.com or call or text us at 307-7746. Bangor Heat Pumps.
We so amazing. The stylish Chevy Equinox RS. And Chevy Blazer RS. So captivating. You don't have to be an influencer to be an influencer. The RS family of Chevy SUVs, definitely worth a follow. Current qualified non-GM lessees can get this Equinox for $269 a month. Or get $1,750 total cash allowance when you purchase. Make the crowd go crazy.
Come see us at R&K Variety in Hamden. R&K Variety is more than just a convenience store. With delicious homemade food made fresh daily, we offer hearty meals that don't break the bank. Whether it be our delicious chicken pot pie, our famous lasagna, or one of our savory soups, you can't go wrong at R&K Variety. Looking for a drink after work? R&K Variety is an agency liquor store with an impressive selection. R&K Variety, more than just a convenience store. We're your neighbor, chef, barista, and friend. Stop by today.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is Thursday, March 16th, 2023. Today the sun rises at 6:46 a.m. and sets at 6:42, which means we have about 45 minutes more daylight than we did at the beginning of the month. We like that. I know like around 7 o'clock, it's still a little bit light out there, you know.
Right.
You feel like you can go do a few things. So, yeah.
It's a good feeling.
We're getting closer, folks.
Right. It's just, it doesn't feel good when the sun sets at 4 and 5 p.m.
No, we need it. I like this time of year.
Right. Me too. All right, and today is National Freedom of Information Day, observed every year on the birthday of former President James Madison. This day is about bringing awareness to how the Freedom of Information Act benefits all Americans, because anyone can demand information information they want by going through the formal request process.
On this day in history, in 1883, Susan Hayhurst became the first U.S. woman to graduate from a pharmacy college. In 1912, the American First Lady Helen Herron Taft planted the first cherry tree in Washington, D.C., which are now an iconic sign of spring here in the United States. Weren't they a gift from Japan, maybe?
I don't know.
I think they were.
I think so.
In 1968, on this day, Robert F. Kennedy announced his presidential campaign. He was assassinated just 3 months later in June. And finally, on this day in 1991, the New York Lotto pays out $33.3 million to one lucky winner.
Lucky number,
Good
too.
day for them.
Yes. All right, for birthdays today, we have Anna Atkins, who was born in 1799 and was an English botanist, photographer, and the first person to publish a book illustrated with photographic images. And for two contemporary birthdays, we have Alexandria Daddario, who is known for her roles in the Percy Jackson series, as well as Laura Graham, known especially for her role as Lorelai in the Gilmore Girls, which personally I love the Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, my daughters used to watch that with their mother all the time.
It's a great show.
I watched it sometimes too. It was good. I always wondered whether, I never watched the end of it. Did she ever get together with that dude?
I don't know. I didn't watch till the end either.
Well,
but they brought it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I love.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll have to check that out. All right. Let's shift gears and talk about the weather. It looks like a fairly nice day around here today. Might even see a little sun, which will feel really nice.
We need the
We've
sun.
got another storm on the way, but we won't talk about that right now.
Right. It's looking kind of warm, though.
Yeah.
The melt, if you didn't really do a great job shoveling, I think it's okay.
Give it a little time.
Right, it'll melt.
Yeah.
All right, here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Sign up for your VIP spa membership today for exclusive members-only services and benefits. It's the perfect gift for your loved ones. All right, let's get things rolling out there this morning. We've had a few alerts we've had our eye on at times, and we have some gale warnings and small craft advisories that are posted, and these will last through at least part of the morning period. By 8 a.m. this morning, these will be out of here as things will start to calm down with an area of low pressure that is moving away from us, at least at this time. Here's a look at the radar. So we've had a little bit of snow, maybe getting close to Washington County at a few spots this morning, but at least overall, will look pretty good with a partly cloudy sky, so not too much in the way of cloud cover with this area of low pressure right about in there. That's starting to move away now. This is the outer edge of it right there. We'll have to watch for our next wave of energy that will begin to move in soon. So futurecast for today, a mixture of clouds and sunshine. It tries to get a few flurries going, but I think we'll stay dry today, but even less clouds on the way later on tonight. As for the winds, nothing too ridiculous. They'll be out of the north from time to time as well, mainly at around 10 miles per hour, but backing off overnight tonight, especially for the daytime tomorrow before our next system starts to approach. So for today, mid-40s, partly cloudy and breezy, northwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a mixture of clouds and sun as temperatures rise into the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Looks like a great day for a walk.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite warm and the sun will be out.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I'll take it. All right. Well, a Girl Scout troop in Brunswick is giving a boost to displaced children and teens. Troop 74 is working to build boost bags to give to kids in foster care or similar programs. The troop says after they learned these children often carry their belongings in a garbage bag, they wanted to find a way to help. They collected self-care items like shampoo and toothbrushes. They're also collecting more comforting items, such as puzzles and books.
We hope that children who are removed from their homes get these bags to make them feel safe and like someone cares.
Because we feel for them and we know that what they're going through is really hard, and we just know that they really need some help, and they probably don't have all that they need. So to know that we're providing for them feels really good.
The troop is accepting donations through the end of March.
I love that. What a nice thing they're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hopefully they get a lot more donations, too.
Right. And I like that she pointed out, too, it makes us feel good, too, that we're doing something.
Right.
Very cool. All right, still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz will have your sports updates.
We'll be right back.
It would appear that the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on Rogue.
Catch these offers while you can.
Jamar Construction Products in Bangor continues to grow to meet our customers' needs, supplying products for site work contractors, concrete contractors, and survey and safety supplies. We are proud to be the local dealer for Hilti, Valley Blades, U.S. Fabrics, and Euclid Chemical, plus so much more. Stop by and see us at 1270 Hammond Street or give us a call at 907-4491. If you dig it, pour it, plow it, fasten it, lay it, or lift it, Jamar Construction Products can help you.
Bucksport Regional Health Center has cared for the community for almost 50 years. We are trusted and compassionate providers. We have also given thousands of COVID-19 vaccines because the COVID-19 vaccine is very safe, very effective, and your best shot at protecting yourself from COVID. Trust us. Trust the vaccine. Protect yourself. Take your shot against COVID-19.
It would appear that the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on Rogue.
Catch these offers while you can.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Hey everybody, Ryan Soudal here. Thank you so much for joining us. Maine men's hockey season ended last week with a playoff loss to Vermont. But despite the ending, there's a lot to be positive about after Ben Barr's second season in Orono. Tyler Cruz has the story.
Last week, the book officially closed on Ben Barr's second season as Maine hockey's head coach, a season really defined by growth.
There was some growth of the team, growth of certain individuals as players, and most importantly, I think there was growth of, what's okay and what's not okay within our program and the standard that our players set this year.
After ending last year with just 7 wins and being picked to finish last in the Hockey East preseason poll this year, the Black Bears got to work trying to right the ship. And that process all began in the summer.
Each student athlete on our team really committed to putting the work in. They all came here in July on their own. That was, first and foremost, a really important step for us to take as a team in a school.
And one thing that summer session told Coach Barr right away, this year, his guys are bought in. And with 16 new guys on the roster, that top-to-bottom commitment went a long way.
As a coach, you preach your values and your standards, but even if you have 2 or 3 guys that aren't bought into it, you're in trouble. And we didn't have that at all, which was really refreshing. And again, that's a credit to our leaders.
So from July on, the Black Bears as a whole worked to bring Maine hockey to what it once was. And that all starts with setting a standard.
If we allow things to be okay, they're always going to be okay, and if we don't, and we expect more, and we, develop our players and hold them to certain standards, some players are capable of way more than maybe they even think they are. And then maybe our team is capable of more than people think it is.
The result? Heading into the last weekend of the regular season, Maine had a chance to finish as high as 4th in Hockey East. They ended the season 6th, hosting a play-in game and finishing on the wrong end of a tough battle with Vermont.
And I think you saw that a little bit the last 2 weekends where we were doing some out-of-character things, which led to the puck ending up in the back of our net, which ended up with us losing 3 games in a row. And, so that's a great lesson for us, just to, hey, it still has to be a day-by-day thing.
But at the end of the day, it's the wins and the losses that help teams grow. And that's exactly how the Black Bears are looking at it as they gear up for next fall.
Learning how to deal with having some expectations is really important. And, you can't learn how to deal with that until they're actually there. Tremendously disappointing end. But I think at the end of the day, we'll look back and be appreciative that we went through it.
Okay, staying with the University of Maine, Maine baseball had 1 game to go before opening up America East play. That game 3 p.m. on Wednesday at George Washington University. Maine looking to bounce back after a string of losses, so let's check the box score. Maine beat George Washington 15-8 on Wednesday. Glenn Coburn got the start and the win For the Black Bears, Chris Knight was handed the loss for GW. Offensively, Quinn McDaniel knocked in 3 RBIs on 2 hits. Colin Plant hit his first homer of the season. He went 3 for 6 with 4 RBIs. And the Black Bears snap a 4-game losing skid. They head to UMBC to open conference play this weekend. Okay, now to some hoops. Huge game across the bridge at Brewer High as the Witches and the Rams of Bangor battled each other in unified action on Wednesday. It was such a great event. The mission was pack the gym, and they did a pretty good job at that. Let's start in the first half. Here's Bangor's Bella Burnham. She was the high scorer for the Rams, and it's because of shots like this. Money from just inside the foul line. Still first half. Brewers' Ashlyn Smith on the steal. She takes it down the floor and passes it up to Christopher Shore in transition. He gets the lay-in to go. Later, how about Joe Lane taking this thing coast to coast for Bangor? Pulls up with no hesitation. What confidence and poise to knock that shot down just inside the arc. Finally, in the second half, who could forget my man, C-Money, Christian McDonald for Brewer, nothing but net from deep. He was the high scorer for the Witches as they close out their season with an 81-61 win. Okay, let's check back in with the Patriots. After trading away Jonnu Smith and letting Jacoby Myers walk, Belichick has brought in a pass catcher. Welcome to New England, Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju made his name with the Steelers, posting his best season in his second year in the league, reeling in 111 catches for 1,400 yards in 2018. After dealing with some injuries, he had a great rebound season in 2022, his first and only year with the Kansas City Chiefs, 78 catches and 933 yards. The deal with New England is reportedly for 3 years and $33 million. That's the same as the Jacoby Myers contract with Las Vegas. And just breaking in the last couple hours, the Patriots have now also signed former Jets and Jaguars running back James Robinson. So there you go. Staying on the topic, we're about 2 weeks away from the Red Sox opening day. And on Wednesday, we learned the Sox opening day starter, which kind of makes baseball season feel a lot closer, right? Taking the mound for the Sox when they take the field against the Orioles at Fenway on March 30th will be newly acquired right-hander Corey Kluber. While Chris Sale will be in the rotation to start the year, he will be starting the second game of the regular season. Manager Alex Cora said he had known for a while that the 3-time All-Star would be his day one starter, but the news just being announced to us on Wednesday. That's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
Find meaningful work in direct care, no matter where you are in life.
The difference that you make in somebody else's life is absolutely incredible.
Visit mainjobs.care/WVII to learn more and make an impact through a compassionate career.
In Maine, it's always truck season. And at Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, we are celebrating New Ram Truck Month by carrying the complete line of hard-charging new Ram trucks from light to heavy duty. At Thornton Brothers, you'll find the right truck for cargo space and comfort for those long trips on the road. No matter what Maine throws at you, our trucks have you covered. So come on over and test drive any of our award-winning new Ram trucks at Thornton Brothers, 125 Main Street, Lincoln.
Find meaningful work in direct care, no matter where you are in life.
The difference that you make in somebody else's life is absolutely incredible.
Visit mainjobs.care/WVII to learn more and make an impact through a compassionate career.
Seniors and others who get Social Security benefits could see smaller increases next year in their checks. A report says estimates from the Senior Citizens League show cost of living increase to Social Security recipients could fall to 3% or lower next year. The Senior Citizens League uses the 12-month average rate for the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers to calculate its estimations. That average has been dropping. If it continues, one analyst says increases could fall below 0.5% by the third quarter. The analyst also says inflation would have to surpass the 40-year high of 2022 that gave an 8.7% increase in order for an even smaller adjustment to happen.
Well, meanwhile, a new poll suggests the number of older Americans experiencing loneliness is dwindling. The poll by the University of Michigan researchers shows about 1/3 of Americans 50 to 80 years old say they still experience loneliness or isolation, often or sometimes. That figure is down from the 50% of older Americans who reported those feelings back in June of 2020.
Contagion fears mixing up the U.S. markets. Fox Business Network's David Asman has this story and more in today's Fox Means Business.
Another rocky day on Wall Street. Stocks finishing well off the lows of the day as investors worry about the health of the financial sector after regulators took over Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. The Nasdaq actually ended up in the volatile session. Even before the shaky market, Americans were having a hard time saving money. According to TaxAct, roughly 60% say they stashed away less than $5,000 last year, and most don't expect saving more this year. Inflation is the biggest reason why. Speaking of inflation, producer prices, which is what wholesalers pay for goods and services before they sell to consumers, fell 0.1% in February from the previous month, but they jumped 4.4% from a year ago. Both numbers were actually better than expected. Honda's recalling 500,000 vehicles in the U.S. and Canada. Apparently, the front seat belts may not latch properly, increasing the risk of injury in a crash. The recall covering certain models and years, including the Honda CR-V, the Accord, Odyssey, Insight, and the Acura RDX. That's business. I'm David Asman.
All right, let's get right into weather. Looks like a pretty calm day ahead today. A lot of melting going on.
Definitely.
Which will be nice for all the parking lots and sidewalks out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know I did a less than favorable job shoveling this time around.
I think a lot of people are. They're done with it.
Right.
You know, enough shoveling.
Absolutely. Here's Stephen Biggs with the forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Marilyn Monroe Spas. Sign up for your VIP spa membership today for exclusive members-only services and benefits. It's the perfect gift for your loved ones. Alrighty, here we go. This morning we have a few alerts to talk about. Small craft advisories and gale warnings both expiring this morning at around 8 a.m. So once these are out of here, we'll be looking pretty good for a little while yet as the winds will relax. We'll be watching for a little bit more active weather coming in soon. For now, the buoys are still looking a little active out there at around 3 to 13 feet, and we'll start seeing these come down, especially as that area of low pressure continues to move away. For now, we're on the outer edge of it, where there's still a little bit of snow showing up on the radar. Maybe Washington County seeing a few flurries out there this morning. But with this area of low pressure that's located right about in here, it's starting to move away right now. Look at that swirl right there. That looks pretty cool, right? But we're on the outer edge of this right about in here. That will start to move away from us, so things will start to improve as the daytime progresses on. We'll stay dry today with a partly cloudy sky, but look what's beyond that. More active weather on the way with this front right about in here. That'll track in our direction and bring more precipitation to our neck of the woods. So moving forward, Futurecast showing a mixture of clouds and sunshine today. It tries to get a few flurries going, but I do think we'll stay dry out there today. Overall, even less clouds on the way later on tonight, but we'll be watching for more clouds on the way as we start things off here Friday. Maybe some precipitation by the late afternoon in the form of rain and snow showers possible, but we'll see a gradual transition to all rain with warmer temperatures overnight and in parts of Saturday morning. So any snow accumulations from that does not look impressive, at least at all, maybe at around 1 to 3 inches before we're all finished up, maybe some locally higher amounts. And that's further off towards the north where we'll see warmer air. Not looking as impressive, maybe hardly anything in the snowfall department, and that'll be about it there. The mid-40s on the way for us today, partly cloudy and breezy. The northwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Proceeding into tonight, lower 20s, partly cloudy again, maybe even less clouds from time to time. The northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow afternoon, rain and snow showers on the way, highs in the lower 40s, and that south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Marilyn Monroe Spas extended forecast. Nothing too ridiculous here. Some chances for precipitation, even running through Sunday. Chances for rain and snow showers Saturday. Some snow showers by Sunday. Temperatures in the mid-40s by Saturday, then mid-30s by Sunday. Spring arrives on Monday. That looks nice. Mostly sunny. Highs in the lower 40s.
The Lucerne Inn in Ryan's Pub is world-renowned for beautiful dining with a delicious view. Come and enjoy the experience of their all-you-can-eat seafood dinner every Friday night now through April with award-winning dishes from their executive chef, Arturo Montes. Simply call to make your reservation or order for takeout. You can also take your taste buds on a journey with their 5-course international menu, Tuesday through Thursday, for just $29.95 per person. The Lucerne Inn. Beautiful dining with a delicious view.
Every year, tens of thousands of older Mainers are abused or taken advantage of, usually by a trusted family member. Don't sign away your home. Even if promised, you can still live there. Don't hand over your checkbook or credit card. Don't sign legal papers like a loan document or power of attorney without talking to a lawyer first. Protect yourself, your assets, your independence. Free, confidential legal advice is just a phone call away. Call Legal Services for the Elderly.
Pat's Pizza in Holden is not just a restaurant that serves delicious food and pizza. They also have an adjacent party and event room. Consider having your birthday or office party at Pat's Pizza. They have indoor golf, a pro shop, and a beautiful 9-hole golf course. Pat's Pizza, Holden.
Toby Crenshaw was formerly charged with the murder of Gloria Nanmack.
You confessed?
I didn't have a choice.
That sounded like a coerced confession.
Did we just play a part in the rush to judgment?
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine, and now for our final segment. The next astronauts on the moon will be sporting a new spacesuit. The new spacesuit for the Artemis missions was unveiled at an event in Houston on Wednesday. It is a sleeker and more flexible than previous spacesuits, and it comes in different sizes for a better fit. Axiom Space, the company designing the next generation of gear, says it plans to have new versions of the suit available for training purposes for NASA by later this summer. Very interesting. I wonder what those people filming that movie used. Remember that story last week?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
The new suit looks great, though. It's a lot slimmer. The other ones were so bulky. I don't know how they operate.
I know.
In those kind of things.
I don't even want to imagine it, though. That's kind of my worst fear.
What, going up into space?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool. You know, go up on the space station for a few weeks. I wouldn't want to stay up there for months like they do. But
yeah, you can petition Jeff Bezos. Maybe he'll bring you next time.
That's right. I'll do a story, something like that.
Right.
So,
well,
that's about it for now. Tomorrow at this time, people will be getting up and starting to drink some green beer.
Yes.
You know, a lot of the beer.
I forgot.
Yeah, the bars will open pretty early, usually on St. Patty's Day.
Oh, right.
And there's always some diehards that will get out there bright and early to start off, and
Is it green food dye?
I guess so.
We shouldn't reveal their secrets.
Yeah, I think they just put a little food coloring into it or
that
whatever.
Sounds fun.
But
Good for them.
So it should be a fun day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Everybody getting ready for that.
Are you going to go out after work?
I'm totally going out.
Cool.
You know, I usually don't go out on St. Patty's Day, but and nobody,
it's a Friday.
Yeah, nobody really has for the last few years because of the pandemic or anything like
that.
But,
right.
Yeah, my buddy and I are going to secure a seat at Gagan's Pub pretty early, I think.
Yeah.
The problem
if you get lucky, still.
Yeah. The problem is I get so tired now because we get up so early. By 7 p.m., I'll be heading home, going to bed.
Right.
So
right.
It won't last long. But,
Me too.
Yeah.
Even on a Friday.
Though. Yeah.
Well, that's all for now. We'll continue with our second hour on Fox 22.
Have a great day, everyone.
You like to keep your beard perfectly groomed, but hate fumbling with all those attachments. And she hates that mess you leave behind. Well, now you can always be perfectly groomed without any attachments or mess. Introducing VacuTrim by Bell & Howell, the revolutionary total body electric shaver that not only trims your hair, but actually vacuums it up at the same time. VacuTrim's unique dial has 20 precise trim length settings built in, so you never have to fumble with attachments ever again. Just dial and trim, groom, shape, and edge without any messy whiskers in the sink. VacuTrim's revolutionary 2-in-1 design lets you dial and trim to any length, completely mess-free. Its ultra-sharp stainless steel blades give you a precision cut, while the built-in vacuum creates powerful suction, capturing all the trimmed hair into the collection chamber. So there's never any hair shavings left behind.
I hated having to fumble with all those attachments. With VacuTrim, you just dial and trim.
And there are no little hairs all over this thing. That's why I love it too.
Snap on the easy-to-use guide to tighten and shape your beard.